Apparently, the real reason Ben Affleck came forward to share his side of the JLO story is because he's sick of her victim narrative. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and previously we reported on Ben Affleck coming out and finally speaking out not only about JLO, but that documentary, which I hope some of you guys watched my video. If you didn't, come on, now's the time. But sources are coming in with exclusive reports that seem pretty believable to me. Granted, these are sources from the Daily Mail, but coming in as to why Ben Affleck changed his mind. Because you got to remember, Ben Affleck is typically very private. He made that clear in the documentary, etc. But everyone was sort of surprised to see that the notoriously private actor was shedding so much light on his breakup and marriage, etc. in British GQ. He even called their split embarrassing as he reflected on the very different attitudes to fame and the brazen confession after years of staying tight-lipped. Why suddenly did he do all this? Well, sources revealing to Daily Mail that he decided to speak out publicly for the first time because he was so over the narrative that he was the bad guy and that Lopez was the victim. They added that Batman alum hoped he would give him closure that he desperately needed and will stop the constant questions about their split so he can move on and focus on his career and family. He is so over this divorce and the narrative that he was grumpy and that Jen was a victim. I mean, can I get an amen to that? I got enough. JLo's like out in every People magazine every week for a period. Oh, JLo's do this, JLo. Enough. JLo, move on. You look really bad. If he's so bad, then stop talking about him. Move on and be the diva and amazing person that you are. It was very odd to see how much was coming in from JLo sources. JLo sources, like she was just twisting it. And I firmly believe he knew that because he knows that's what she's all about, is the press. So he decided, I'm going to do a report. I'm going to address it. And that way I've addressed it. And I'm going to address it very politely, gentlemanly, admit that it was embarrassing, et cetera, et cetera. But enough of this, I'm grumpy, she's not. The truth of the matter is, he's not that grumpy. Look how happy he is post-divorce. And I can't imagine JLo wants to see this because this was the love of her life. She tried twice with Ben. Girls, sometimes they're just not that into you. And maybe he did try. Maybe it didn't work. I can believe there were a lot of different problems that are really none of our business. Sometimes relationships fall apart. He's moving on to be with his kids. He's not out there bashing you in the press. I gotta say, good on Ben for doing this piece. I thought it read very well. Judging by your comments and the views, a lot of you guys were absolutely Team Ben on this and supportive of the way he came forward. He says it's been a year. The source says it's been a year since he left and is hoping that speaking up will stop the constant questions. He's ready to focus on what actually matters, his career, his family. This gave Ben closure, which is what he needed. The insider also added that Ben, who was seen out this week in LA looking relaxed and happy, never planned to address the divorce publicly, but ultimately felt the need to clear the air following Lopez's shock comments to Interview Magazine last October. If you guys don't recall, she came forward and said a whole piece about him. And so he wasn't going to say anything. He thought this was a private matter. He respects Jen. But after she spoke about him to Interview Magazine, he decided it was time to say what he had to say in the nicest way possible. The insider added that Affleck hopes that his and Lopez's split will not overshadow the release of their upcoming film that they worked on together, Kiss the Spider-Woman. I didn't realize Ben was also a producer of that one, which has gotten some good reviews, some mixed reviews, but she apparently is good in it. It's a musical remake. It was revealed last week that the movie musical, which she's starring in and Affleck produced, is picked up for a theatrical release this fall. Look, he's trying to be politically safe, nice, supportive, and I applaud him for that. That's how it should always be. You should never be out in the press speaking badly about your exes. Doesn't matter how bad they are, especially when there's kids involved or you're close to their kids. Leave them alone. There's enough bad press and people out there trying to uncover everything about people. When you're out there talking smack or still not over something like that and making it a public battle, I find that despicable. And I don't think Ben's comments were unfair, invalid. He was merely responding to JLo's responses. He really does want this to succeed and not be overshadowed by their drama, which happened in their last movie, this film. He wants that to work for her and for him. And he's right. He's right. There's a lot of people who think I handled celebrity more depthly and more adroitly than I have, Jennifer among them. My temperament is a little bit more reserved and private than hers. As happens in relationships, you don't always have the same attitude towards these things. As for what went wrong, he insists there's no scandal, no soap opera, no intrigue. When it came to the demise of their marriage, I guess there's a tendency to look at breakups and want to identify root causes or something. But he goes on. But honestly, like I said, the truth is much more Quotidian than probably people would believe or would be interesting. Just a story about people trying to figure out their lives and relationships in ways that we all sort of normally do. There was no big event that led to the breakup, and the split felt embarrassing and vulnerable. As you get older, this is true for me. I assume it's true for most. There is no so-and-so did this or this was a big event. It sounds more like a couples therapy session, which you would tune out if someone else's couple therapy for a while. It depends how juicy it was, Ben. For one thing, you start, okay, clearly this person has got those issues. Clearly they have these issues. And the reason I don't want to share that is just sort of embarrassing. It feels vulnerable, stating that he has nothing but respect for his ex-wife. I find those comments very well done, very fair, addressing it without getting into specifics, owning his own issues, which he's clearly acknowledging, and admitting that they're embarrassing. And why should he have to have a therapy session with all of us in the public? He shouldn't. It's time to go move on. It's time to leave him alone. Look, he's private. He's more reserved, of course. And JLo's lifestyle is not. We got that from the documentary very clearly. And so, yeah, I'm not surprised that this was part of it. Sources say that diva lifestyle was ultimately tough for him. The social media lifestyle was clearly tough for him. The glam lifestyle, everything else, it was tough for him. And I feel for him. I think this is all very normal. Now, she's out there buying a new home. People magazine has a new article about JLo every few days. She's buying the new home, finalizing her divorce. There's always this sort of, she's wrong, but she's fighting back. She's strong. It's like, girl, you broke up. Didn't work out. You're both being strong. You're both going through it. You both have to deal with the outmath of a divorce and a relationship. And so, yeah, I don't believe there's a victim here. And there definitely was a narrative going around for a while. And it seemed from JLo's sources camp that was JLo was the victim. So good on him. She's out there making money. She's planning big roles. She's out there doing a lot of appearances, promoting her movies. It looks like she's doing fine. And I have no doubt she will do fine, as will Ben Affleck. The real issue is Ben and Jennifer Garner. He's getting cozier up when I guess they're not, Jennifer Garner's not married. You guys corrected me. Thank you for that. She's not. I'm verifying that with you now. She's dating somebody. This guy, John Miller. They've dated on and off since 2018. So a correction from my previous report. That's not her husband. It's her boyfriend. And they've been dating on and off. So who knows what's going on there? We don't know. There were reports that he's upset. I don't know. All I know is I've seen Ben and Jennifer Garner, cozy up a lot more. That's the parent of his kids. She seems to always have always wanted to be there. She genuinely seemed like the victim and crushed that whole thing didn't work. And to see her come back and sort of help him through all that, through the sobriety, I gotta say, I'm team Jennifer Garner in this. And not to throw shade at JLo, but JLo, you were part of the reason you know what you did too. So it all came back around, and it does seem like Jennifer and Ben may be back together. I don't know this take of this boyfriend, but that to me is kind of a more interesting article here. Not that it's really our business, but Ben Affleck was cozying up to her. I'll end you at this. Because they're not together anymore. I can't find the picture now, but yeah, they look cozy during a paintball trip. That looks fun, actually. I want to play paintball. Look at that. I don't know. That's not, and she looks reserved, like, don't do that, there might be cameras, what are you doing? And, like, stop, but doesn't physically tell him to stop. But meanwhile, that hug. What do you guys think? What do you think? I think he's moved on. I think he's happy. I think he wants to go back to that Jen, not JLo, and that probably really upsets her. And that would explain why a lot of this JLo's a victim type of nonsense is, if he really was breaking up with her for his ex, and maybe he is hiding that. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think on all this drama, Jennifer drama? Hit the bell for all alerts so you get notified when we do more stories like this. Hit that thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below. Appreciate all you guys that are watching. We got a lot more coming. We did an uncensored today, so you can catch it over on Patreon. If you missed it, join us and watch that as well. Thanks for watching, everybody.